Yo, what is the dealio, y'all? Hey, check this out, man. In this video, we gonna be talking about how to set yourself up over the next 12 months, 24 months, 5 years, okay? So look at this, man. I know I talk a lot about trading on this video, but I'll be buying shares too, all right? Investing, okay? So I want you guys to understand you got a trader and you got an investor. Now, the best part about it is you can be both, but an investor is how you make money by doing nothing. Okay, you ain't got to look at a chart when you're investing. Well, you looking at a chart is beneficial, but what I'm saying is you don't have to look at charts to make money. Okay, as an investor. So right now we are in a time where the market has crashed. Okay, the market has crashed. The worst has happened. All right. Some more stuff might be coming down, but at the end of the day, the market has crashed. Prices have came down. And now it's about that time to start looking at what stocks do I really want to get into for the long term. Okay. And the beautiful part about this is stocks are so low now, we could buy the shares and we could get into option calls. Okay. Like leaps. It's starting to get exciting now. Okay, it's starting to get exciting. So in this video, I got 10 stocks that I want to share with you that if you get in these 10 stocks and you hold them over time, you gonna make so much money. All right, just off of appreciation, not off of doing anything, just off of making a solid decision. Okay, so I got 10 stocks and I'm gonna show them to you. So the first stock that we have is going to be Palantir right here, okay? So look at this. Right now, we got Palantir, and we got, right now it's at $73, okay? If we zoom out 3 months ago, back in February is at 124, okay? Now look at over the last year. It's still up, okay? It was at $40 back in October, and it's still up, right, from a year ago. But if you get into Palantir around this level of $75 in a couple years, you gonna be good, okay? So that's the first one that I got for y'all. The second stock that I got for you guys is going to be, where we at? Right here, Robinhood, okay? Robinhood is a pioneer in the brokerage space. They have a lot of stuff going on for them. And all these companies that I have listed, all of their financials and fundamentals, they are good, okay? We just had a market crash, right? So right now, Robinhood is at $33. This is extremely low, right? Let's zoom out for the last 3 months, okay? They were just at $65 in February, okay? They had a pullback, boom, at $45, bounced a little bit, and then they came down, right? You see that double bottom right there, went back to the upside, $49. Now we right here at $33. This is a great opportunity to get in on Robinhood as well. Look at where they up 74% over the last year. Okay, back in August they was at $21, right? $17, right? So look at it. That's a lot of upside right there. All right. The next stock that's a banger is going to be where is it at? Right here, Meta. All right, look at Meta. Right now, Meta's at 506, okay? Look where it dropped from 3 months ago. Meta was at 736, okay? So this is $200 right here. If you put $500 into Meta and you just let it sit, you're going to make at least $200, right? Once it kind of retests those all-time highs. But let's look at over the past year. Over the past year, it's down 1% over the past year, okay? Meta is a behemoth. It's a big company. Meta is going to do what they do, all right? They're going to keep getting bigger. This is like Meta going to see $800, $1,000, okay? The next stock that we got on the list right here, where is it at? Right here. And this is crazy right here. We at Nvidia. Right now, Nvidia is at $93. All right, $93. All right, let's look at the last 3 months. They was just at 140 back in February, right? They kept rejecting off that level. January, they was at 147. We go a year ago, right? They've been having obviously their ups and downs, but Nvidia is going to take off. Okay, they are going to take off. Back in May of last year, they was at what 106, but they did have a stock split. Okay, Nvidia is going to do your portfolio well over the long term. Okay, I'm not talking about taking a trade on these right now. I'm talking about investing into these stocks over the long term. All right, the next one that I'm real confident in is going to be AVGO. All right, Broadcom. Look at Broadcom over the last 3 months. Look where they came from. They was at 240, right? 244, and I believe a little bit higher. But I think this was the all-time high right here. All right, so they touched that. No, they've actually touched a little bit higher. Okay, they touched right here at 250. Yeah, 250. That's their all-time high right there. Okay, and so if you look at that right there and you see where they're at right now, okay, they're still up over the last year, up 2% after falling as long as they fell, right? They're down in the past 3 months 40%. So that means if you get in today and it goes back up to retest those all-time highs, you're gonna make 40% of your money. But if it doesn't get there and it just gets halfway, you're gonna make 20% on your money. All right. So Broadcom is a good one, and Broadcom is also in the same space as Nvidia. All right. So that's kind of like a 2-for-1 right there. The next one I got, this is one of my favorite stocks right here for the long term, is going to be SoFi. All right, SoFi. So I want you to look at the last 3 months. SoFi was just at $17.90, $18 back in January. Okay, then it kind of came up again at $16.83. Right, then we started dropping. So right now, SoFi is at $9.30. Okay, $9.30. This is very, very, very cheap on SoFi. Okay, so you could buy a gang of shares right now on SoFi, and you could just let that sit over the next couple years. You're gonna be real, real, real good when we're talking about SoFi and their stock. All right, another stock that you're gonna want to look into and get into is gonna be right here, this behemoth. Microsoft is a behemoth. Okay, Microsoft. If you look at Microsoft over the past 3 months, okay, they're down 15%, $60. Okay, they was at 446, and right now they're at 363. All right, so they're down almost $100. That's 15%. They might drop a little bit more, but if you start getting in around this price point right here over time, you are going to be happy that you did. All right, I want you guys to understand investing is for the long term. All right, I don't look at my shares like that, because I know once we kind of like reach all-time highs, then I'll assess, okay, do I want to take profits from this stock, or do I want to take profits from this stock, or how do I want to do it? But also remember, even when you have shares, right, if you buy shares at, let's just say you buy shares at SoFi at $9, and let's say you buy $5,000 worth of shares at $9. If SoFi goes up, right? If SoFi goes up and it doubles to $18, you just doubled that $5,000. And you can ask yourself, do I want to, take these profits and buy more stock in somewhere else, or do I want to, keep going on? And at that point, that's up to you. But these prices right now are so low that everything is on clearance. Okay. So the next stock that is going to do some numbers is going to be where we at. I want y'all to look at this one right here. Google. All right, GOOGL. All right. If you look at the last 3 months, they're down 24%. So all these stocks that are down 20%, 24%, 40%, these stocks are going to end up recovering over time. Nothing is going to happen overnight, but it will happen over time. What do I always say? Get rich over time, not overnight. All right. So Google is going to do some good things. They have, that Waymo technology and all that stuff. They're going to be doing big things in the future. All right. I also want to add a bonus one is going to be Amazon. Amazon is another one as well. All right. We already know what Amazon do. It's one of the biggest companies in the world. So you got to understand, when the whole market is crashing, this is a true selling opportunity. It's not like one random stock is down. We're talking about the whole market. And when the whole market is down, that's when it's time to really, 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 benefit off of this stuff. And then I got two more for you guys. I got this stock right here. Okay, I got VTI. VTI is right now, it's at 250. Today is down 5%. Look at 15% over the last, 3 months. Okay, so VTI is down pretty bad right now, but this is an index fund. This is one of my favorite index funds. I have VTI inside of my Vanguard account. Okay, I like VTI in my Vanguard account. All right, and then my other one that I'm gonna give you guys right here is gonna be VOO. All right, VOO is basically Vanguard's version of the S&P 500. It's down $25 today, and if you look at it over 3 months, it's down 15%, $79 over the past 3 months. All right, these are going to recover. They're going to recover. All right, I'm not really worried about them not recovering because we're talking about years of time of recovering. Okay, even if the market, is in a bear market and we have a 6-month downturn or a year, even then, if it just trades sideways for a while, at the end of the day, over time, it's going to recover. All right, so if you sitting on the sidelines or you got some money, right, and you got some time for that money to accrue, then it is time to start looking at what stocks you want to get, right? Quality stocks, and then investing your money there. All right. Now, if you want to make more money, then you got to learn how to trade. Okay. Once we learn how to trade these stocks, that's when your life get taken to the next level. Okay. Because you could make, 3x return on your money in a week off of some of these stocks if they move $2 to $5. Okay. So if you're not in a Discord, be sure to join the Discord, tap in with us there because we can help you make a lot of money in a Discord. All right. And like I always say, make sure you get out of your head, go get into this world because your head is a dangerous place to live. And what do I always say as well? Make sure that the more you study, the less you worry. All right. I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Peace.